Never late for Sunday dinner.
Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time. Get inside.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
What is that?
Fantastic Four: First Steps. Here we go again with another Marvel movie with a ton of hype behind it. I really liked Thunderbolts with the asterisk, and to be honest, I was very interested in seeing how this film would go. I've never been a big Fantastic Four fan. I did see the original 2 films from the early aughts, but again, not a huge fan of Marvel's First Family just personally. But hey, the cast looked incredible, Galactus was proven to be a big threat this time, and the setting and the time period looked like a lot of fun. So yeah, call me curious. I wanted to see how this all played out and how well it came off on the screen. So how is it? Was this really fantastic, or was this a gigantic flop? Well, it's definitely a fun time and pretty good, but it does have the usual Marvel flaws, sadly. But overall, I think this is a really fun product that is in fact very creative and an overall great time, even with those issues. It's just not anything outstanding. This film really wants to be a blockbuster with a little bit of everything sprinkled in, and while it mostly works, I don't think it really reaches that blockbuster height, at least personally. Maybe it'll reach it in money, but everything else, I don't know. It's a Marvel movie, it's gonna make bank. Who knows? There are some obvious drawbacks here. But as usual, I'm getting ahead of myself. What is this new movie even about? How does it tie into the currently ongoing Marvel Cinematic Universe? What time period does this even take place in there? Well, hold on and I'll get into it. Sheesh, calm down. Fantastic Four: First Steps takes place in an alternate universe Earth. Hell yeah, you find that out in the very first frame of the movie, so don't at me, it's not a spoiler. So this entire film is totally separate from the otherwise standard Marvel films we've seen so far. And not only is this an alternate universe Earth, but it's an alternate timeline as well. Fantastic Four takes place in the retro-futuristic 60s, when a strange silver surfer-like alien arrives and heralds the arrival of a planet eater known only as Galactus. The 4 superhero protectors of Earth must rise up to find out how to save the planet and the life of their new son of the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. Right away, I need to gush about just how refreshing this decision is. Finally, we don't have to worry about pre-existing canon or other cameos from other heroes or villains just randomly showing up, or how this character would react to what else is going on. It's very self-contained. Finally, we get that. A nice, self-contained story with effects that really only exist in that universe, unlike Doctor Strange. There is a mid-credit scene as well that is genuinely hype, that does set up future installments and where the Fan 4 are going to go, but on its own, this is a very, very solid, refreshing entry in a world that we haven't seen before. Things are shiny and nostalgic. Susan Storm is somehow the president, I think? That isn't fully explained, but I'll get into that. Thankfully, the story gives the Cliff Notes version on the origin of the group for those that aren't familiar. They're a family of scientists and explorers that went to space, got dusted with cosmic radiation, and subsequently gained various powers of the power cosmic. Reed Richards is stretchy, Sue Storm can turn invisible and make force fields, her brother Johnny Storm can coat himself in fire and fly, and Ben Grimm mutated into a super strong rock creature known as the Thing. In this reality, they've already been very well established in the world, and they're involved in politics and threats both benign and existential, and I kind of like that. We don't have to go through an origin again, we just kind of get a clip show version of them dealing with some very specific threats from the golden era of comics, and the world here is such a highlight. I really just want to explore it more. It's big, colorful, full of interesting monsters, and the politics are very odd, and the populace A-lists as well. They clearly treat this family like celebrities, but extremely known and well-liked ones. Like, Richards even hosts a science program for children and everyone's on board with it. It's really interesting to just see this kind of world put to screen. I don't think we've really seen that before, and it just works extremely well. I just wish we got to see more of it. I appreciate a lot about this new environment and the new characters. There are some things holding it back. Again, like the lack of full exploration into this new universe. We go to space and we explore New York, like one building and Times Square. And we also see a little bit of a brand new area called Subterranea, and that's pretty much it. We get like a scene there and that's it. A lot of cool stuff happens, but it blows by with odd pacing choices and details that feel completely unneeded, even though the film very much wants to focus on them. I think I know why. Chop, 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 chop. But before I go into that, I want to focus on the actors and how I think they work out. Starting off with the patriarch of the family, we have Reed Richards, played by everyone's favorite daddy, Pedro Pascal. And I'm sorry, he's a fantastic Mr. Fantastic. His character is just so much fun, and Pedro is clearly really enjoying playing him like this awkward nerd, maybe with a touch of the tism there, but it's still just really good. He's clearly this smart, nerdy know-it-all, but is never malicious about it. He's all like, I'm smart and I want it to help people. I'm never gonna lord it over everyone's heads. He really does come off like the world's smartest man, but humble, and so smart in fact that he could absolutely figure out anything at all if given the proper motivation. I love that idea, and I think it works out really, really well here. Teleportation? Done. Lightspeed travel? Done. Literally anything. If he sets his mind to it, it's done. It's just a matter of time. I will say his stretch powers are never fully on display though, for some reason. And when he is stretched to his limit, it really doesn't feel that far at all. Like, we've definitely seen people stretch further. And plus, I grew up on Jake the dog. I know how far stretchiness can be, and this just doesn't feel very far at all. I don't know why that decision was made in particular. It definitely makes him feel like the weakest member of the group, power-wise, just outside his mind. Bit of a shame there, when there are so many fun things that stretchy dudes can do. I mean, look at Plastic Man, for example. Come on! Next up, we have Sue Storm, played by Vanessa Kirby, and she's a surprising hit as well. While not as emotive as one would expect, she's calm, cool, and collected like a practiced politician until her family is put in danger. I've seen people describe her that she is serving mommy, which unfortunately is a very good description. She definitely feels like the only one of the group that can also just understand Reed's mind and work with him effectively. I do wish Kirby could emote just a bit more whenever she isn't having to play the poised politician side of Sue, but I think it works overall with the main family dynamic, especially with her brother Johnny. The chemistry between them just works, even if the film really could have used a few more sibling moments between the two. Speaking of, next we have Johnny Storm, played by Joseph Quinn, hot off his heels from Quiet Place Day One. Remember that one? Anyway, he's here playing the funny uncle, ladies' man the Human Torch usually is. He's smart in his own way and goofy, but has a good warmth to him, pun intended. It's nice to see Quinn getting more work in general with these extremely varied roles, but Johnny just didn't have as big an impact as I was hoping for in this film. He's fine and shows off how smart and empathetic he can be, but it never really goes anywhere group-wise. He has like one scene and everyone goes, "Ooh, you did so good," and that was it. I was kind of hoping to see maybe a kind of bromance blossom between him and the Thing, as that would honestly be something new and interesting for the Fan 4 dynamic, and he even calls them, referring to him and the Thing, as the best uncles ever, which sort of implies a kind of relationship between them. Not to mention they have the best banter out of the movie, but alas, it just isn't to be. Rounding out the four, we have Evan Moss Bachrach as Ben Grimm, the Rocky Thing. He's also relegated to side character comic relief bits, pretty much it. He has a few standout moments here and there, but honestly doesn't really do much at all besides being a supportive friend to everyone else. This is a Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic film first. The movie does try to give the Thing a love interest in a random Natasha Lyonne character, but the movie really isn't focused on that at all. I'll get into that in a moment as well, but still, just kind of feels odd. The last actor I want to mention, besides a quick shout out to Ralph Ineson as Galactus, you were really fun when you finally arrived, that I have to mention is the Silver Surfer herself, played by Julia Garner. Oh boy, get used to seeing her in these reviews. She's in 3 different movies this year with The Wolfman, which I didn't review, this one, and the upcoming Weapons, which I am definitely going to review. Girl is getting her work in, and I love it. She plays the surfer so well, with this air of menace, but also empathy, and this sense that she's just so much more than she appears. She gets a few interesting scenes that flesh her out just enough to make me want to see a lot more of her. I know some people were hesitant with the gender swap, turning the Silver Surfer from male to female, but I genuinely don't mind it. She's still silver and she's still a surfer, so who cares? She plays the part perfectly, and it's a crime that we don't get more of her in this movie. And that's kind of an issue with this film. There's a lot that we don't get more of in this movie. Plenty of scenes feel slightly too short. The world just isn't explored nearly enough. Characters feel like they don't get enough time to shine. Some plot points feel entirely dropped for no real reason, so it's odd. The movie is just under 2 hours long, but it definitely could have been stretched to 2.5, and I don't think anyone would have minded in the least. The film has plenty of action, plenty of romance, plenty of comedy, some quiet moments, a fun intergalactic threat, and even goofy science fiction nonsense solutions to try out. It tries to flesh out other characters, like one played by Natasha Lyonne as a potential love interest for The Thing, but she only has a minimal number of scenes and even less lines. But somehow the film really likes to focus on her, despite the audience never having any real connection to her character or the romance between her and Grimm. In the film, they have one interaction, and we're supposed to assume that that's a romantic reaction. It feels hollow. Another instance is this mole person who supposedly runs an entire underground country that apparently was a villain at some point, but then became a close ally to Sue when she became a political leader, and we never get to see how or why that came to be. It just happens. Very odd. It feels like this movie was another victim of modern day Marvel and Disney chopping, where it's a victim to a bunch of random cuts by the editing team to either cut down on time so they can have more showings in a day, or because of a lack of trust in the audience following along with a lengthy film. Don't get me wrong, this movie is still very enjoyable and an extremely solid watch, but it could have been so much better. It's a brand new world with brand new characters that can go all out as the filmmakers want. Don't hold back here. Keep going. You have so many interesting things to explore, and we're just zooming from one thing to the next. It makes everything feel hollow, especially when we're just meant to focus or feel away towards a certain character or a certain scene, and then it just zooms somewhere else. Like, what is going on here? Why are we doing that? We need to calm down, we need to focus, and we need to let the movie breathe and explore it just a little bit more. If I were to change the film, that is exactly what I would do. I would need to add about 15 to 30 minutes more just to flesh things out better. There's too much exposition at the beginning. I want to see everything else. At least a montage or something. It's kind of what it is, but still. Anyway, thankfully, what we got in this movie is still enjoyable enough. It just needed a bit more to focus on and work towards. This is still a good time, and I do recommend seeing it, but let's just say I'll be looking forward to an uncut version if Marvel ever decides to do that. Release the Snyder Cut, am I right? As it stands though, this is an exciting entry into the MCU and really ups the game for Avengers Doomsday. I am definitely hyped and excited for that now, even though Spider-Man 4 is coming out before it, but whatever, and I can't wait to see what comes next for these characters and this world. So ultimately, Fantastic Four First Steps gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one. Yeah, I know it's a Marvel movie, but I know everyone went to see this, so I know most of you guys have probably already seen it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. Do you guys think this was another victim of the Feige chopping? It bothers me so much. There's so many good TV shows and movies that they've put out that have very much detracted in score just because of these chopping. Like, I want everyone to watch Echo. Echo was so good, but it's only 5 episodes and it was meant to be 8. And there's a lot of instances that were very clearly supposed to be later on in the show, but they moved it to the first few episodes. Like, there's a Daredevil cameo that very much was supposed to be near the end of the show, and they shoved that into the front just so people could watch it because Daredevil. You see what I mean? There's a whole bunch of stuff here that I think people just need to take the reins away from Feige. Stop chopping. Trust your audience. We're smarter than we look. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did you like this movie? Do you think it needed a bit more time? Do you like Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. After that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day, and if you're not, have a better one. See ya.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo. The fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost soul. And I'm just a ghost in your stereo.